In this video, we will see how to create a code list and a concept scheme in the SDMX constructor. We will start by creating a local folder on our computer to work as a local registry. Then we will go through the pre-prepared dataset we will be using for this demonstration. Finally, we will see how we can use the SDMX constructor to create a code list and a concept scheme from the information obtained from the pre-prepared dataset. We are seeing the C drive of the computer here. To create a local registry here, let us create a folder and name it as local registry. We are seeing the SDMX constructor now. If we click on the registry button here in the general function menu, it opens up a pop-up where we can see some already existing registries. We aim to add the local registry in the SDMX constructor we created on the computer. For that, we can click on the new button here. We write here the registry name. Then we go back to our C drive and copy the path written back to the SDMX constructor. We paste the base URL or the path here and click save. Okay. Now if we go to the code list button here in the editor menu and click here in the editor ribbon menu to see the available registries, we see the registry we just added. Now we go through the pre-prepared data set. Imagine a country called Demoland and its National Statistical Office, Demoland NSO, wants to disseminate data in these two tables. Table 1 shows the unemployment rate by sex and region, and Table 2 shows the population outside the labor force by sex and age group for 2022. After modeling the data in both tables, we have the concepts here and the code list here. We can take two approaches to create a code list and a concept scheme in the SDMX constructor. The first approach is one-by-one approach, and another approach is using bulk load feature of the SDMX constructor. To create the concept scheme and a code list in a one-by-one approach, we will take the example of the concept of the indicator. As per our example data, we have two possible values for it: unemployment rate and population outside the labor force. To start, click on the concept scheme button in the editor menu and ensure that the folder we created before, local registry, is selected from the concept schemes editor load from registry drop down option. Then click the add new concept button in the editor ribbon menu. We will add here the details of the concepts that we selected for our example, which is an indicator. So the ID will be indicator name will be indicator. We can add the description, which would be that it refers to a statistical measure. And now we will add the code list. Now here we have a couple of options to add the code lists. First of all, it is important to note that this is checked, which is the option to add the code list with the concept. If we uncheck it, then we don't have that option. So if we check it, then we have these options. Now there are two options here. Option 1 is to import code list from registry, and option 2 is upload code list from local file. What we are going to do now is to add the code list directly here. Now to add the code list for indicators, we will have the ID as CL_indicator. Agency ID would be demoland NSO, and the version would be 1.0. The name will be the code list of indicator, or we can simply say indicator. Now here in the ID we can have remember our two values. One was unemployment rate and another was population outside the labor force. So for the unemployment rate, we put here UNER, and we write here unemployment rate, and we click on this add button, append button, to add another row, and we type here POLF for the other value of the indicator that we have, which is population outside the labor force. After this, we click on apply button. After the apply button, we see the concept of indicator added in the concepts pool. So this is how we will add all the other concepts in the dummy data set that we have, and we will have all the concepts here in the concepts pool. After creating all the concepts and related code lists, you can see all the concepts in the concept pool. As a next step, I will select all the concepts and drag and drop it in the concept area here. And as you can see, for this particular concept scheme, I have already entered the ID as CS_demoland_NSO. Agency ID is here, version is here, and also the name. Now I can save it, and I will save it with descendants. Here in the local registry, I save the XML file by clicking the save button, and this is the notice for merging all the files. I click on yes, and then I can see that there is a file now here. I click on this and I can see the file, and here you would see that there are code lists and then the concepts also here. To create the code list and the concept scheme in the SDMX constructor using the bulk load feature of the SDMX constructor, Click on the Codelist button in the editor menu and ensure that the folder we created before, local registry, is selected from the Codelist editor's Load from Registry drop-down option. Click on the Bulk Load button here in the Editor ribbon menu. It will open up a pop-up window. We go back to the pre-prepared data set and copy the code list table and paste its content here. Before pasting it, remember to click on the ID column, then select the entire row before pasting the copied content by clicking on this little arrow here. After pasting, remember to delete the header row. We can do this by selecting the entire row and clicking this button below. One more time. Enter the agency ID and version on the top row as Demoland NSO. And 1.0. And then click on Load. After the loading, this is how it looks. Clicking on any item on this list will show the details on the right pane. See? To create the concept scheme, click on the concept scheme button in the editor menu and ensure that the folder we created before, that is local registry, is selected from the concept schemes editor's load from registry drop-down option. Here also, click on the bulk load button. It opens up a similar pop-up window. Then we go to the pre-prepared data sheet, copy the concept scheme and come back to the application, and here we paste the content and we click on the ID, select the whole row and we paste the content. Like previous time, we delete the top row in a similar way and click on the load button. After the loading, the concepts will be visible in the concept pool. Select all the concepts, Control A, from the concept pool and then drag and drop them into the concept pane. After the move, it would look like this. After moving the concepts, we will enter the details for the concept scheme here. Here we put CS underscore demo land underscore NSO. Agency ID is Demoland NSO. version is 1.0, and we can have the name as concept scheme of Demoland NSO. Then we will click the save button here, and we select save with descendants, and this option, save with descendants, will save the concept scheme with the code list. This pop-up message asks to save the XML file in the folder we created before. Click on the save to save the file. After clicking save, this pop-up message asks to merge files. Select yes. A confirmation message appears here for a short time at the bottom right corner. And now if we go to the file's location, we will see the XML file created. So we go here, we click on the local registry here, and we see this is created. And as you can see already, that I can open it in Edge or any other interface to see the XML file that just got created from the SDMX constructor.